And away we go.
All right. So, how's your day going so far?
Great.
All right, cool. So, what's in the news today?
Well, have I got a story for you?
What's that?
I came across a post on Instagram, and it's an individual announcing they're using the pronouns he, it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I did see that post. He, it. What is an it exactly?
An object?
Like, I'll be honest. That's more dehumanizing than just calling him a guy.
Yeah.
So, what do you? So, what would you think? So, what do you think of that exactly?
Why?
Like, just why?
Yeah, just why?
Yeah, I personally don't know. I really don't know. Was that his dad encouraging that?
It doesn't say. It's just
Some
himself just saying, I'm go by he, it now. That's my pronouns.
he, it.
Yeah.
Well, at least he acknowledges that that he's a guy. But what's an it though? Like, why are you going by it?
It's a question that takes who knows how long to find the answer to.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely this is the reason why most people say that this is a mental illness. I mean, just what is this? What is an it? It's like it's not you're nothing. You're not an it. You're a him. But it's
You are, look, you are a human being. You are
yeah.
capable of doing many things that most of us may not do.
Yeah, imagine if he went by he/human. Well, that'd be accurate, but that still sounds dumb. But nonetheless, that still sounds dumb to just put like he/something else. And the fact that it said that he also knitted a trans flag too.
Yes,
Also, that looks like a girl. Hold on,
really?
kinda, yeah. Look at the face. It looks like a goth woman.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm not too sure. I'm just saying.
Shout out to AJ, he/it, age 16, who made a trans flag, crockett blanket for our space. Yeah, this person is definitely. Yeah, look at this person. First off, look at what they're wearing. Look at the hat that they're wearing. Look at the glasses. Look at the clear as day pasty makeup that they're wearing. Like, bro, this person is legitimately mentally ill. I mean, it's like it's sad, but it's true, man. Like, look. Also, who knits a trans flag? Who takes the time out of their day to knit a trans flag? I mean, and the gays against groomers saying using it as a pronoun for someone else's kid is dehumanizing and disrespectful. So I do wonder, yeah, they're called gays for groomers. They catch groomers, whatever. Is that all they're going to address, though? Just the it part?
Well, I think that is what the post suggests, but there are more things that the account has posted. However, this is just something that just came on my feed at some point today.
I mean, I guess from a societal standpoint, they're doing something great. They're catching groomers, but I say for the sake of their souls, I personally don't pay attention to them because, well, they're well, gays for groomers. I mean, still gay. They're still gay, but it's like it's whatever. It's whatever. What they're doing for from a societal standpoint is good though. So I will acknowledge that. But I would wish that they would address. Well, I mean, actually, no. I would wish that they would address this whole thing in regards to this 16-year-old trans person in general, other than the pronoun it. But at the same time, they're gay, and so I guess they're not going to address that. But who knows? They might address stuff like that, and I just might not see it all the time. So
Yeah,
it's like I'm not necessarily going to say that they don't do anything good, because they clearly do. But and it's like it's a double-edged sword, because it's like, I don't know. Obviously, what they're saying has some merit, but it's like it's because I don't know, because of their gay. It's because they're gay. It's like I don't know. It's like you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. At least that's from my perspective. But like other stuff in regards to trying to keep society safe. Yeah, 100% take it seriously. But it's like when it comes to stuff like this, I take it with a grain of salt in a way. But
yeah.
huh?
I said yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much how I see it. But what I found out in the news is that the Supreme Court appears likely to uphold TikTok ban. The ban will take effect January 19th if TikTok isn't sold before then. And as of this recording, there's only a couple days left for them to get bought.
And also, no, yes,
7 days to be specific.
yes, specifically, yes.
Oh,
However,
yeah.
the thing is, since March of 2024, when it was announced that the bill to ban TikTok has been passed and ready for Joe Biden to sign that bill, there's lots of developments from 2024 throughout that TikTok themselves have said we are not selling ourselves to an American company or any American owners. They made it very clear they're not selling TikTok to anyone that's based or from the United States.
Well, then I guess people are gonna have to start finding alternatives because TikTok is gonna be banned on the 19th.
Yes, and also, and we have discussed this quite recently, when January 19th does come about, TikTok themselves have said that after January 19th, TikTok isn't going to continue to be semi-operational until it becomes unusable due to lack of updates. TikTok in the United States will cease operations after January 19th.
So
End of.
does that mean like the TikTok that's downloaded on someone's phone will no longer be?
Yes, people in the US can no longer use TikTok after January.
Yeah, that's going to put the groundwork into people somehow pirating it through websites or whatever. Like I'll be honest, you just can't see anything good coming from this. Like people are just gonna like somehow find a way to use it. Like whether like illegally.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's like whether if it's from their computer, like people are gonna find a way. People are gonna find a way, or
yes,
or we're just going to embrace other alternatives. And
exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. If Byte came out this year, they would have been so popular.
Maybe,
If
maybe. I do see the potential to bring back the OGs and possibly some fine fanatics.
yeah,
However, I don't expect Byte, if relaunched, to take off immediately and in the next few years to be the biggest player in the social media space.
yeah,
I
but
do expect Byte to make some gradual growth and community development in the years after its relaunch, and also be a pioneer to be an app that is an escape from traditional social media.
yeah, but I'm just but I'm saying like if these alternatives like Clash or Byte would have waited 4 years. Not that they would have known, but 4 years, they probably would have had it. They probably would have had uh, thousands of users, or a couple of thousand at least, flocking to them. If TikTok actually does end up getting banned, which it seems like it's going to get banned. Yeah, well, you're right though. They're definitely going to be a pioneer once they relaunch. And yeah, it's like we just got to wait and see, like how this all plays out because, frankly, it's like you really can't necessarily rush things like this. So it's just a matter of what's going to happen next. I mean, let's see which alternatives are going to be flying off the shelves, because there are definitely going to be alternatives out there flying off, the shelves in general. So let's just wait and see, I guess. But yeah, as for TikTok, man, it looks like it's going to be cooked. It just looks like it's going to be cooked. Like there's nothing really around it, nothing really, just nothing is. It just seems like nothing is going to save it.
So true.
Huh. Arkansas named most pro-life state in America for fifth year in a row. That's really good, actually. Huh. Arkansas. Arkansas. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Arkansas has a blanket ban on abortion without exceptions for rape or incest. Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair though, and that's it's good. It's good. I mean, yeah, but yeah, as for TikTok, anyways, yeah, it seems like it's gonna be cooked, and people are just gonna try to illegally use it because I don't.
Yeah,
It's like the case with every app. It's like it's either we have it or we're gonna illegally use it.
absolutely.
Hmm. But what else is in the news? I think it was in regards to Japan. Hold on. Oh yeah, Japan nears demographic demographic collapse with record low birth and soaring death rates. Ah, that is sad.
So sad.
Yeah, it's like, man, Japanese people too are just wow. That's sad. I actually like Japanese people. They're all right. They're all right in my book. And someone said in the comments, population collapse is a lie spread by globalists trying to make countries accept the third world. That could possibly be true.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like now that I think about it, I feel like they've been saying that for years. I don't know. Wouldn't they have already been gone by now?
you mean the culture of Japan?
Yeah, the culture of Japan. Like I feel like they've just been saying that for years. Like wouldn't they have been gone already then?
Yeah, I think if that was the case, that would have certainly been the case.
Huh. So you really do have to question. You do have to question like a lot of these things and a lot of what these news outlets are saying. Because I guess I'll search it up later, but I'm actually wondering if that's true or not.
Yeah,
Because I don't know. It's like there seems to be a lot of them actually. There seems to be a lot of them actually. If I'm being 100% honest with you, so it's like yeah, we have to like determine if that's truth or a lie. But
it is quite a challenge.
yeah, it's quite a challenge. But is there anything else in the news?
Extinguishing fire with sound.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Uh, I saw an Instagram reel where someone is putting out a fire using bass waves, like something sounding similar to that, and the fire just vanishes.
Gee, that sounds annoying.
Yeah, but it gets the job done.
That's true. Huh. With sound. Is it like wind?
It's not wind, it's sound waves. Like it's a specific frequency that is powerful enough to just fabricate the waves of the flame, and it just vanishes, and that's it.
Huh. I never heard of that before. Huh, sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Would you use those sound waves to take out a fire?
Honestly, I would.
Huh, okay. I mean, hey man, you know, crazier things have definitely happened in this day and age. So that's not really that crazy.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's a fire on an electrical appliances, I would certainly use sound waves to actually extinguish a fire. Because water on electrical equipment just makes the fire worse.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's actually true. That's actually really true. Very true. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so it's like, you know, you can't really use water on electrical stuff. I think like, you know, yeah, if you want to take out an electrical fire, you should definitely like, you know, use something safer that is sound waves.
Yes.
So I think that can be beneficial for society and for like, you know, just the way we like, you know, see the world around us. So
Indeed.
yeah, so is there anything else in the news
Fired Disney employee will plead guilty to hacking menus to hide peanut content.
to hide?
Yeah, it says here, a former Disney employee plead guilty in a federal case for hacking menu creation software to falsify indicate allergen information, according to a court filing. The employee, Jay Shewer, allegedly added a swastika to a menu, as stated in the plea agreement filed in U.S. District Court in Orlando, Florida.
Huh. What do you think of that?
I don't say I support it. And I'm certainly not saying I'm fully against it. It's just very complicated. Why wouldn't you make clear that there are something that is going to cause an allergic reaction?
Hmm. That is a good point.
I thought that would be something that people would have as second nature, like they just do it and go on. I didn't think it would take so much effort mentally to actually acknowledge the potential allergic reactions to specific food content that will affect people physically negatively.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I didn't think it would take that much either. I really didn't, but hey, it is what it is, man. And we just gotta let it. We just gotta let it be, and we just gotta simply just say. We just gotta simply just see where this goes next.
Yes.
Is there anything else in the news?
Apple's board recommends shareholders vote against proposal to eliminate diversity programs.
What? Hold on. What?
Yeah, Apple's board recommended shareholders vote against a proposal to abolish its diversity, equality, and inclusion (DEI) programs, according to a proxy filing from the company.
Huh? I wonder why.
Yeah, it feels like maybe we shouldn't just hire people based on their identity. For years, people had always hired people based on the merits. I don't have anything against people's identity, someone's identity being acknowledged in the workplace, but don't hire people because of what they identify as and what people group they are part of. You should hire people based on the skills they have, the qualities they would possess, and how they contribute to a company and the workspace.
Yeah, I agree. Regardless of race or culture or anything like that, you should only hire someone based on how good they are at their job. And if they happen to be mostly white, fine. If they happen to be mostly black, fine. If they happen to be mostly any race, then fine. It doesn't matter. But you would want to get the job. You want to get the job done, and you want to make the company as much money as possible. So that's really the goal with any company. Just make as much money for your company as possible, and honestly, just try to do the best job that you can possibly do. And yeah, again, if they happen to be of a specific race, then that's 100% fine. It's not like anybody's going to be offended by that. I mean, I say as long as the job is getting done properly, no one will really care. Honestly, no one is going to really care about whether if that person is black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, not or Jewish, Latina, what else? A Bulgarian. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the point. It won't matter in the grand scheme of things. And when it comes to making the company money, no one is going to care. I mean, if you personally care, that's one thing. Then you should probably get out of that company and go somewhere else and take up a different business venture. But as far as the company and making money is concerned, no one cares. You just gotta accept you just gotta accept it. I mean, if you're the only black, white, Asian, you get the point. If you're the only if you're the only if you're the only race out of a bunch of people who are happen to be one specific race, then that's good. I mean, that means that not everyone not everyone in your race will qualify for it, but you can prove that the point is it's not that black and white. It doesn't matter. Just hire people who are actually good at the job and will actually be unbiased towards will just be unbiased and not just biased because there's this one specific race that's at this specific job. You know?
Yeah, like, don't just agree with someone because they are from the same place or of the same connection as you. You should agree with someone because they have a plan and they make a point about what trajectory and strategy that a company or organization should go ahead with.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree with that. And you should definitely do it like that. And if you do it like that, then hey man, you're bound to be more successful than you were before. And you're bound to have a great time at the job that you're at, and you're just bound to have a good time all in all. I mean, and I would say you shouldn't feel uncomfortable or ashamed of your race, of anything like that. I mean, but you also shouldn't be racist about it either. Because I'm not gonna lie. Like people usually justify racism because they don't. just by racism because they see a specific group there, but in reality, it's like I've also noticed it's like I think even even if those people were to not be at that workspace, you still wouldn't be satisfied. So it's just the best to just leave that alone. Leave that alone and say it is what it is, and just do what you got to do. Just do your job effectively, and no one will be upset, no one will be mad. Just simply do your job effectively, regardless of your race. And if you're able to
Exactly.
do that, then the company will thrive. You'll make more money. The company will make more money, and it's just everyone will be happy. Everyone is going to be happy with you. Your bosses, your family, your wife, your kids, or your husband. If it's like a I'd say if it's like a Johnny Test kind of like situation where the husband stays at home and the wife works. Although I feel like that's a rarity unless like the husband is just transitioning, then that's one thing. But yeah, it's like yeah, so you can make your family happy, so you can make your friends happy, so you can make everyone around you happy. But yeah, it's like just do your job effectively. That's all you got to do.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and frankly, me personally, I would feel a little bit I don't know. I just wouldn't feel right if you just hired me because of my race. I mean, if I knew that I wasn't good at the job, I probably would. I probably would say like, maybe I could do something else because I'd still want to work there, just maybe in a different position that I know that I'm qualified for. But yeah. Is there anything else in the news?
A French town received €10 million inheritance from a man who had never set foot there.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a bit weird.
it is, yes.
Wait, a town received an inheritance from a man who's never stepped foot in their country?
Yes.
What country is this?
France.
How?
How not?
Was his ancestors or from that country, from France? Like, what was happening?
Well, it's complicated. In my opinion, it's very complicated. I'm guessing it's heritage or ancestry.
I would assume so, because like that's the only way this can make sense. Because how does an entire, you said, town or country?
Yes. In the village of Thiberville in Normandy.
Huh? How doesn't yeah? Because like it has to be heritage or something like that. Because how does an entire town in France receive an inheritance from a guy who's never stepped foot in there? It has to be like the fact that like his ancestors or forefathers were in France, and although it still doesn't make sense it still doesn't make sense. It's just a weird situation. Is it first off why is the town receiving the inheritance?
Hmm. I'm looking at an article about it. Did not receive any heirs, so he decided to bequeath part of his fortune to his accountant, and the rest to Thiberville, a village of 1,800 residents in the Jura district. Yeah, it's not particularly clear on the inheritance. All I know is a guy is giving €10 million inheritance to a town in France, despite not going there.
All right, well, I mean, I guess that's noble of him, but how much is it?
It's €10 million.
Oh wow. Huh. Well, I'll be honest, I'll say this. At least the town has some money. At least the town is able to get something that they probably didn't expect to get, but they got. And that's good. That's good. I wonder why the guy chose to give his inheritance to the town.
Good question.
That's actually what I'm wondering. It's noble though.
It is very noble of him.
What were you about to say before that?
I said that is very noble of him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, wait. I don't think anybody else would do that. Like that's why I'm saying it's noble. No one else would give that much to a small town, a small town that they've never been in. I think maybe he has some family ties back there and he wanted to help out. That actually has to be the only reason why. Or he just has fun. I mean, then again, it says that he's never been to that place. So I would assume that there's family who's been to that place and he just has some form of family ties. Because Either that or he just wanted to help out a village. He might just be a good guy wanting to help out a small village. And either way, it's good.
Very good, yes.
Yeah. So I'd say, for the most part, I personally see nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I personally see nothing wrong with it. But in other news, I don't know why, but I've been hearing, a bunch of conspiracy theorists have been saying a lot recently that Andrew Tate is actually a woman.
What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of conspiracy theorists have been saying that Andrew Tate is actually a woman. I don't know why. I really don't.
Oh, so you don't know the logic behind
Yeah,
that theory?
yeah. I personally don't. I think they have put their, certain. It gave their certain reasons, but me personally, I don't really have a exact reason to believe that or not. I don't have a personal reason to believe that or not. Yeah, everyone has their own reasonings on why they believe that. But yeah, I personally don't have a reason to believe that. Nor, I mean, unless some pretty damning evidence comes out where how some damning evidence came out with Michelle Obama and her broad shoulders and just her very manly broad shoulders. You know how that came out, and also some other stuff too that I'm not gonna mention. Yeah, it's there's no evidence that Andrew Tate is a woman, but it's hey, but I guess it's because people just don't like the guy. In the book, Behold a Pale Horse, written by William Cooper, a former U.S. naval officer. Naval. Anyways, he says the U.S. government will use advanced technology to simulate a false second coming or other religious events. He cites a supposed source as saying, the project is designed to use technology to simulate an alien invasion or a religious event that will be so convincing it will lead to the global establishment of a new world order. He also said the US government has been in contact with alien beings since at least 1940s, and they have been working together on various projects. Reverse engineered alien technology is being used to develop advanced weapons and surveillance systems that are kept secret from the public, and that the event of today are fulfilling ancient prophecies. The New World Order's plan aligns with the predictions found in biblical texts. What do you think of that?
It sounds suspicious, in my opinion.
It definitely does sound suspicious.
Like, we understand that people are saying there's potential alien life forms walking amongst us, but why are we talking about this now? Why hasn't this brought to light years ago?
I feel like some people tried to bring it to light years ago, but it's obviously it wasn't as popular as it is now.
And even then, if someone higher up or in the government do say, guys, aliens are real, again, what's the reason they're bringing this up now? Like,
Yeah, that's
what do they gain from that?
yeah, that's true. What do you gain from that exactly? I mean, are aliens real? I mean, because there are people who say that aliens aren't real. There are people who say that aliens are real. And now there's this person who says apparently aliens are real and they've been working together to make this whole new world order type of stuff.
That's wild.
So I say this: we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see what happens, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. Who knows? But is there anything else in the news?
Mark Zuckerberg slams Apple on its lack of innovation and random rules.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Mark Zuckerberg is trying to act based, but what does he say? What is he saying about them?
So Zuckerberg criticized Apple for its lack of innovation and restrictive policies during a podcast with Joe Rogan. He stated that Apple's rules hinder Meta's profit potential, suggesting profits could double without them.
Wow, so based. Bro,
Yeah.
yeah, so based. Wow. Like we didn't know that already. Cool. Bro, Mark, stick to Instagram. Stick to Facebook. Come on, man. You're not based. Who cares?
You had your chance. It's too late.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had his chance. I mean, now he's trying to act based. I mean, not gonna lie. I'm glad he grew out his hair. I'm glad he grew out his hair. He actually looks better. He actually looks better with most of his hair. He actually looks more human, to be fair. But it's like I don't know, too little, too late, man. I mean, it just who cares? Like, yeah, honestly, who cares? I mean, the guy really just the guy's just I don't know. He's trying way too hard. But I don't know, Mark. Sorry, I had to stop and read something. But it's like a Mark. Just stick to you know, quote unquote, giving the free speech for people to say that transgenderism and gayness is a mental illness. Just stick to that. But other than that, I don't have a problem with Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, I'm still on the platform because I'm not well known and I don't do anything. So hey, I really have no reason. But if someday I were to get off the platform, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm kicked off the platform, that would actually give me a reason to not come back, unless it's just for business and nothing more. But yeah, for the most part, I say why. I say why not? I say why not, man. It's Mark. He just needs to stop. He just needs to stop acting. The one thing I'm tired of is all these guys acting. That's what I'm tired of. I mean, they seem like they want what's good for society, but in reality, it's like I feel like they're just trying to sniff out the people they have to worry about.
Yeah, they only care about themselves.
They do, and it's sad, but it's true. But is there anything else in the news?
AI to help DeFi platforms combat cybercrime in 2025.
Hold on, say that one more time.
AI to help DeFi platforms combat cybercrime in 2025.
Let's see if that's true. What do you think of that?
Well, decentralized finance is certainly one of the ways of the future, alongside cryptocurrency. Whether or not people like it, at some point, at least a fifth of the world's population in the next half of this millennium will use cryptocurrencies to purchase goods or services at some point in their lives.
Yeah, that's true though. That is true. But I'll be honest, I really don't trust AI as much as far as I can throw it, which I can't. Actually, no, I can. You know how I can throw AI?
What?
I can download it on my phone and then throw my phone. Yeah.
Very well.
See what I did there?
Yes. Because it's on your phone, and now you just yeet it out, and then that's it. No more AI.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what you can do. It's like you can. That's how you can pretty much throw AI. But yeah, I don't trust AI as far as I can throw it. Look, it sounds good, but it's like,
It sounds too good to be true.
it does. It really does sound too good to be true. But yeah, it's like AI. I just don't trust it. I really just don't trust it, man. I mean, it can do good though. AI can definitely be good for society, but are they really trying to help us out with this AI stuff, or are they just trying to fill their own pockets? And the answer is usually they're trying to fill their own pockets. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Very true, yes.
Yeah, so it's like you really got to be careful with what you trust or who you trust. And it's just the fact of the matter is like, man, you got to just keep your eyes peeled and always just, I'm not going to say be suspicious to the point where it's like you just don't trust anything, but you got to be diligent.
Yeah.
You got to just be diligent, man. And that's all you can be. That's all you can do. Is just always be on high alert.
Oh, yes.
But is there anything else in the news?
ChatGPT predicts top 3 best cryptos to buy for the 2025 bull run.
Bull run. Okay. Let's see which ones.
Which of Atlas says it best? Well, I know for sure Bitcoin has to be up there. I'd be surprised if it isn't.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, that's true. Yeah, honestly, you're absolutely right. That is true though. It's definitely has to be up there. And it probably is, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, so top 3 best cryptos to buy during the bull run according to ChatGPT. First one is Wall Street Pepe. It's abbreviation.
Okay. Oh,
Wall Street Pepe or WEPE.
Wall Street Pepe or Wepe.
Yes, for sure.
Got you.
Alright, next is Solaxi.
What is that? Selexi?
Yes. Those looking for a revolutionary project that is not just a meme coin but also improves the blockchain will find Solaxi interesting. This is the very first Layer 2 blockchain built on Solana and is claimed to be fast, cheap, and agile.
Fast, cheap, and agile.
Yes,
That doesn't even sound right. Agile.
yes. And then finally, best wallet token, or BEST for short. I'm not sure about that.
Honestly, me neither. I'm really not.
Like, is it the best? And if so, on what metric is it the best?
My metric.
Okay.
But is there anything else in the news?
Yes, I think Biden admin delays enforcement of order blocking Nippon Steel, U.S. steel deal, company says.
Biden. Say that one more time.
Biden admin delays enforcement of order blocking Nippon Steel, U.S. steel deal, company says.
Why are they delaying it?
Delayed until June, an order for Nippon Steel to abandon its $14.9 billion bid for U.S. steel, giving them time to revive the deal.
Is this all even gonna matter? Because Biden is almost out.
Yeah, it's just a few more days left of Biden as of this recording, and then in comes Trump into the White House, and he's going to reverse whatever the Biden administration put in place, and then goes ahead with putting up bills and policies that he didn't do in his first term, and he's going to do in his second term in response to the issues addressed from the previous administration.
I mean, yeah, it's just gonna just take all this. I think Trump is gonna fix all this stuff, but I still don't trust the guy.
Fair enough.
I personally still don't trust Trump because, well, controlled opposition, new world order, yada yada yada. You know the rest. It's like
Yes.
it's like so pretty much whatever president we get, whether if it would have been Kamala, whether if it would have been Trump, none of them would have been great in terms of the people. They would have seemed like they were for the people, but they're not for the people. They're not for us. I mean, they're for themselves. They're for creating the new world order, but they're definitely not for us. They're definitely not for us. They're not for the people. And frankly, I could care less about any of them for that then. Now, Trump, would I talk to him? Yeah. I would ask him a question. And I'd say, look, hey, none of this will leave the room. Tell me, did they get to you? He probably wouldn't tell me directly, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. Trump probably would not tell me directly if they got to him. But, I'd probably try to get it out of him. Because, well, Trump, he used to be a renegade. But now he's, I don't know what Trump is now. But I know he's not the same guy he was in 2016. People would say that he's gotten cucked. The internet likes to say that, as the internet says. The internet would probably say that he's gotten cucked. But you got the hyper conservative men where they're like, he's just one of the boys, which he probably is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that he's not any less of a man. But at the same time, I guess you can argue that fact because, well, I mean, he's compromised now. He's doing the dang thing, and well, yeah, it's like you can argue that he is a little bit less of a man, but I'm not gonna say he's less of a man just because it's like he's not willing to actually be for the American people. And what's sad about this is that his followers will follow him, and yeah, I believe that his followers will follow him to the point where they get the mark of the beast. So I'm glad I'm not a hyper Trump supporter. I'm also glad that I'm not a hyper Kamala Harris supporter because, well, if any of them get in, if I were to follow their lead, they would lead me to hell. They would lead me astray, and so therefore I'm glad I don't support any of them. And frankly, I would be controlled. And frankly, if I found out before it was too late, I would personally, I would contemplate on cutting. If the mark was in my arm, I would contemplate on cutting my arm off. I have thought about that too. But since I'm never gonna get the mark, I'm just going to enjoy what I can now before I can no longer enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
That's really all you. I don't think Risk is gonna get the mark either, but I would say I don't know. I would say like he says he's not gonna get it, and I kind of do believe him, but at the same time he doesn't really you know. Yeah, actually, no. I believe him. I believe him. I do. Although I believe, and there are some people who say they also won't get the mark, but you have to question, like, will they get it when the going gets tough, when they get hungry, when they no longer can endure? Some people will, and some people won't. Just to fit into society, just to do all the things that society can do. Which is why I need to learn how to like start cooking and making my own homemade things, because well, yeah, because most of the stuff I buy, and even though most of this stuff I can probably cook myself. Now, would it take more effort? It would, but I believe it'll be worth it in the end. And yeah, frankly, I would say it's pretty easy to believe in the things that you can see rather than the things you can't see. Because, well, I mean, if you can see a thing, it's right there. But if you can't see a thing, then yeah, it's like, you have to really have faith in, like, and also just obviously go off of your own, not only anecdotal, but just obviously just, scientific proof as well. That what you're like, claiming to be as real. Especially when it comes to like, especially when it comes to the grand scheme of things. And when it comes to like, talking to other people. And if you can prove to them that it's real and scientific, then it's the burner performance would be on them if they choose to believe, because I'd say most people who say they want proof aren't genuine. They just say that because they know that you don't have the proof now. But when you do get the proof, then they're like, oh, I still don't believe it, even though they claim to believe in science and whatnot. It is what it is, though.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. Is there anything else in the news?
22-year-old man beaten by college students after meeting 18-year-old woman in a to catch a predator-style sting.
Wait. An 18-year-old woman who's a predator was beaten by a man?
22-year-old man beaten by college students after meeting 18-year-old woman in a to catch a predator-style sting.
Oh, okay, no, I heard of that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. They're cooked. Bro, he didn't do anything wrong. He was meeting an 18-year-old woman. Like, what is wrong with them? Bro, he didn't do anything wrong. The woman was 18. You said the woman was 18.
Yes, she was 18.
Okay. How does that make sense? She's of legal age. How is that wrong?
And also, what if she voluntarily wants to meet this man? That's what many people don't know about.
It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, dude, she's in college. She's 18. She's legal. What did the guy do? What did the guy do wrong? Did they forget to say that she was 14? I mean, I'm not like, the beating would have it. I'm not saying that I would beat up a man who did that. I'd clearly give him a talking to and call the police. But I'm saying if you're gonna beat someone, at least have a reason to do it. Have a good reason. The woman was 18. The woman was legal, and you beat an innocent man for meeting a legal 18-year-old. Man, this generation is
It's something else, man.
there's something else. Their minds are just fried, bro. Like 18 is not illegal. It's legal.
Yeah. And who knows? What if she wanted to meet this man, and she was all for it, and then all of a sudden, a group of college students beat the crap out of this guy because he wanted to meet the woman, presumably,
Hold on.
assuming that she wanted to meet him to begin with.
Were they all in cahoots together, the woman and the guys, or did the guys just show up and beat him up?
It doesn't say specifically.
Because I'm assuming that. Okay, if the woman was actually in cahoots with this, she's as dumb as. Because it's like, bro, what the. they do know the legal age is 18, right?
Possibly, yeah.
So like, why would you beat an innocent man? Did they forget? I mean, now if they said 16, 14, 13, then yes, you would have a reason to beat the guy up, but they had no reason at all.
Yeah, this was the age of consent in Massachusetts, where this took place, is 16.
Oh,
But societal views on age gaps in relationships, especially when one party is still in their teens, can be contentious, as reflected in the public discourse around the event.
oh yeah, you're absolutely right. It is definitely 16. But yeah, societal wise, it's 18.
Yes, roughly.
Okay, so pretty much he still didn't do anything wrong then. In the state of which state is it again?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. He still didn't do anything wrong technically because the age of consent is 16. Now,
Yeah, and the woman is of legal age.
so I'm guessing they're going by the Bonnie and Clyde age or something like that. Or sorry, not Bonnie and Clyde. Romeo and Juliet. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm guessing they're going by the Romeo and Juliet law where it's like, it's like so yeah. Speaking of which, hold on. I have a question. Were Romeo and
Yes.
Juliet actually real people? Or is that just a story?
I think that was just a story based on uh, a royal heir of England.
Huh. Okay. Because I'll be honest, I've heard of Romeo and Juliet, and I've heard of this law for so long, and I'm just now I'm really just thinking, were they actually real people? Were they based off someone? That's really
Well, the characters, most of the characters may not be real, but what it's based off is from a real person in history.
okay. That makes that makes a lot of sense then. Okay, but yeah, it's like so. Bro still didn't do anything wrong though, because the legal age is 16, but
Yeah,
societal wise, it's 18. Which I guess I'll be honest, if people are just gonna go off of societal wise, might as well make it 18 in the state in that state then. But hey, still state wise, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm not saying I get with a 16-year-old, but yeah, just from the state of law, he didn't do anything wrong.
exactly.
So so it's like they beat this man for no reason. And I've seen some justifiable men getting beat up, like after meeting a minor and whatnot. I've seen some justifiable beatings. Not saying that I would do it, but I'm saying but there's someone out there who will do it. So it's like yeah, I've seen some some dudes with no remorse whatsoever. And yeah, some of the beatings have been justifiable. But this is just one a case where the beating was not justifiable. It was wrong. It was wrong actually, and those people should be those men should be ashamed of themselves because it's like they forget to if the woman and them were in cahoots together, they should have said 14. Then you would have a reason to kind of beat the guy. Not kind of. You would have a reason to beat the guy up because he's going to meet a minor.
Yeah, like if there was a legitimate, valid reason that some force should be inflicted on someone, then yeah, you would inflict force on someone because they were going to do something that, by societal or moral standards, they shouldn't do.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it is what it is, though. I hope the guy's okay. I mean, once again, he didn't do anything. He technically didn't do anything wrong in this case. I mean, other guys have done wrong things, but he definitely didn't do anything wrong in this situation in this scenario. So, it's just one of those things where it's like he can actually sue if he wanted to. To be honest with you, if all of them were in cahoots together and they beat him for no reason, meeting an 18-year-old, the guy can possibly sue. Not possibly, but he can sue tech. But is there anything else in the news?
Police in The Hague arrest hundreds of climate activists for blocking highway.
Hold on, they arrested 100 climate activists for blocking highway.
Yes.
Well, what were they debating about? Sorry, what were they protesting about specifically?
Alright, so Dutch police on Saturday detained hundreds of climate activists and used 2 water cannons to break up a protest that blocked off the main highway into The Hague for several hours. The protest by Extinction Rebellion, XR, activists followed several similar protests last year to demonstrate against Dutch fossil fuel subsidies and to highlight the effects. It just got cut off for a second. The effect.
I think I get.
Yeah, something about controversial fossil fuel subsidies.
All right, I think I get the point, and what I'm gonna say about that is just all right. If you're gonna protest, man, don't block other people from going places. Don't block a highway. That's dumb. I mean, I'm not gonna. Well, the police are gonna do what they're gonna do. Whether if they deserved it or not is not my decision to make. I don't think they deserved I don't think they deserved that much force, but at the same time, if they refuse to move without if the police chose to use words first and then they chose to not move, then I would say yeah, then I guess you would have to technically use force in that but for the most for the most part I will say this. Yeah, I hope those people are okay. I hope those people are okay. I'm pretty sure what they were doing is good. I don't really know much about what they were protesting about, but I assume it was good, and they had good intentions. But you shouldn't block other people from going places just because you want to further your agenda. The least you can do is protest not on a highway. I don't know if they're really gonna travel somewhere. If they really want to protest somewhere, they should go to Times Square and protest there. I mean, there's a lot of people there, a lot of tourists there, and they'll get some traction. And you won't necessarily be disturbing the peace because there's never really peace in Times Square. Let's be honest.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, you won't be disturbing anybody from going anywhere, and yeah, you'll be able to preach whatever you want, preach whatever you want to preach and say whatever you want to say. Or I don't know, just go into a place where the rustle and bustle. Go to any city really that's busy and protest there. I mean, at least you'll give people a chance to want to stop and hear your message rather than you just blocking them from going to work or something like that. It's like you got to give people a chance to want to stop and see if they're interested in what you're saying, not just force them to listen to you.
Yeah, very true.
What do you think?
Honestly, if someone is going to speak out on an issue, at least be smart with it. Don't just obstruct people's ways of life, especially on a highway or motorway. Because of course, the last time someone got in the middle of the road and prevented traffic going through, there were a couple of people who were on their way to the hospital in ambulances. They actually passed away because they didn't get to the hospital in time. And because of the traffic that those ambulances were in, that had people whose lives were at risk, the cause of those build-ups came from the protesters that stood in the middle of roads, preventing traffic going through.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree on what you said there. I do. But is there anything else in the news, or is that it?
Governor Gavin Newsom launches website to fight misinformation about California's fires.
Huh. What misinformation has been spreading around regarding the California fire?
Well, according to the source, Gavin Newsom launched www.californiafiresfacts.com to combat misinformation about California's fires, citing false claims regarding firefighting budgets and resources. Even though there's been words by fire departments in and around Los Angeles saying that there wasn't enough money to provide the equipment to prevent the fire. And also, there's also been many other sources that firefighters did try to get the water source, however, they have been advised not to get water from that specific water source for the sake of the wildlife of the fishes living in that water source.
Interesting. Honestly, very interesting. I will say this, man. California has been through a lot, and yeah, the fires that happened there are very unfortunate. It's honestly very unfortunate. But I gotta say, man, whether if it's misinformation or not, the fire still technically happened.
Yes, it did.
So I don't really know how you can possibly have any form of misinformation. It's a fire, but
Like, people's homes were burned down.
exactly,
People in LA don't have a place to live right now. Permanently.
really,
Yes. Like, the fire in LA was so bad, many people living in the city had to get out as soon as possible, and once the fire was put out, when they came back to the homes, they've seen that not just the fact the very structure of the homes was crumbled down, but some of the valuable and precious possessions that were in their homes were actually destroyed in that fire.
yeah, exactly. I 100% agree on that. And well, yeah. As for the I feel bad for the common man, but as for the celebrities, as for the famous people, you can just buy a new home. I mean, I get it though. You poured millions of dollars in your homes, but at the end of the day, you can just buy a new one with the money that you make. Just I don't know, maybe check into a hotel for a couple days and or for a couple nights, maybe for a couple months, or until your home is rebuilt, or just buy a new one. But either way, man. I mean, it's just a crazy events that are happening in regards to California as of late. And I'm just wondering what's gonna happen next. What's next for California? Right now, it seems like it's nothing because it was burned all the way from the houses to the Hollywood sign.
Yes?
It's like really, if they create that smart city, it'll probably be the forefront of making smart cities in every major city. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just said we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yes, only time will tell.
Yeah. So is there anything else?
I think that's us.
All right. Peace.